This is the Scholarlynk news for 25th November 2020. After a woman at a park in Singapore was attacked by a wild boar, residents in Pasir Ris are being surveyed on what should be done about the wild animals in the area. The woman suffered lacerations to her leg and face. Through a survey, residents are being asked their opinions on what should be done with wild chickens, stray dogs, wild boars, and other wild animals. The options are to let the wild animals continue to roam free, to let them continue being free but to reduce their numbers, and finally, to remove or relocate all these animals. The National Parks Board has advised the public to remain calm and move slowly away should they encounter wild boars. They also should not feed the wild boars, as this might cause them to associate humans with providers of food and to approach them. The last reported attack by a wild boar was 2 years ago. Think about it. What do you think are some other ways to deal with wildlife in an urban jungle? Is it possible for us to live in harmony with wild animals? Health experts in Malaysia have stated that the COVID-19 vaccines will only make a difference to the current situation if they are made available to everyone. This includes migrant workers and illegal immigrants in Malaysia. These all need to be considered when deciding who should have priority in getting the vaccine. Large numbers of infections among any groups of people will have a large socio-economic impact, as it will force the country to go into lockdowns. A professor from Yale University's Department of Medicine and Public Health outlined the four-phase approach used in the United States, but stated that people who are not citizens are also included. If the vaccine is withheld from anyone, the whole effort will be undermined because there will be micro outbreaks that then lead to macro outbreaks. Think about it. Who do you think should be getting the vaccine first and why? Do you agree that people in a country illegally should also be recipients of the vaccine? The Prime Minister in Thailand has denied speculation that there could be another military coup or that martial law will be used to put a stop to the anti government protests going on right now. The PM stated that the government is trying to prevent confrontations between the anti government and pro monarchy protesters, and that the law will be enforced equally to both parties. A pro monarchy group has stated that they will stage their own protests to disrupt those organized by anti government protesters and to prevent them from approaching the Crown Property Bureau. Police have not yet decided if they will ban any protests within 150 meters of the building and to close nearby roads. However, barbed wire barriers have already been set up. Think about it. At what point do you think the police should step in to stop the protests, if at all? Might it not be better to do so earlier than later, before someone gets hurt, perhaps fatally? While there have been calls for internet enterprises to offer safer online games for children, experts believe parents should learn more about the games in a joint effort to protect children in cyberspace. In recent years, there have been cases of how children's addiction to online games have caused the youths to harm others or themselves, such as stealing to support their online play. China's top legislature has a law that internet service providers have a responsibility to control the amount of time that students under the age of 18 can spend playing online games. However, experts speaking at the Internet Governance Forum stress that children's right to play should still be guaranteed. One proposed solution is for parents and educators to learn about games and then guide the children to find personal development through online play. Young gamers who spoke at the same workshop feel that games provide them an avenue to make new friends as well as having a common talking point with their peers. Think about it. Do you think games are to blame for children's bad behavior, or that parents and teachers have a share of the blame as well? Should there be a minimum age for children to play online games? The Trump administration has finally accepted the reality that the results of the presidential election will not be changed. It has authorized the start of the formal transition as President elect Joe Biden begins to make good on his promise to appoint a diverse cabinet. The General Services Administration official, Emily Murphy, has formally recognized Biden as the winner of the election and will provide office space, access to government officials, and other resources to assist his team. Biden's team will now be able to coordinate with federal health officials on the pandemic. Despite Trump tweeting that he had recommended Murphy to do what needed to be done, he did not actually concede the election. Trump's authorization of the formal transition process came after Republican lawmakers urged him to acknowledge reality. Think about it. Does Trump's refusal to concede matter anymore, now that the formal transition of power has begun? How do you think his continued refusal affects his legacy as a president? This brings us to the end of the news for today. Please subscribe to be notified when we upload our next video. Goodbye and have a wonderful rest of the day.